I want to discuss XRP with you all, including what to expect from it this week and the best and most recent XRP news available on the channel. Smishity, please, let's attempt to get this video to receive 2,000 likes. Here's a secret. I'm only asking for 2,000, not 3,000 or 5,000. Just check. The last time we had a video receive 2,000 likes was on April 13. In a moment, we'll examine the pricing on April 13th and the reasons you'll want to hit the like button. However, I hope you have a happy 4th. Oh, hold on a minute. This was it. Yes, it does appear strange on the green screen. The youngest of my children turned his head. As a result, he is rather unbalanced. That was yesterday, I guess. I hope you have a happy 4th of July. On that, I was a little late. That, like, button is smashed. Smishity, such a lovely smile. Let's begin. By the way, XRP is currently trading at $2.17. The last day that we were in that upward trend was May 3rd or April 13th. Since then, XRP's price has been fluctuating, and the reason for this is that you haven't been able to obtain more likes than 2,000. Price action operates in this manner. I spoke with the scientists at the BS Institute, and they informed me that this was the cause. There's obviously no wink, or straight link, but then again, the price activity has been sideways, so that makes sense. People aren't as interested. Additionally, therefore, I believe that we can do that. Perhaps it will be helpful. It might not. However, this is merely your weekly warning that cryptocurrency investing is dangerous, like we do every Monday. Rug pull bankruptcy, wallet hack, never make larger investments than you can bear to lose. Extremely crucial, particularly at this time when the markets have been somewhat, if you will, sideways for the past few weeks. People become a little jittery. They become rather unsure. They also begin to make blunders and use high leverage, begin creating meme coin movements, Thus, exercise extreme caution when you're out there. You really want to do those. I'm not saying don't. Just letting you know that they can be extremely dangerous during a week like this. And let me tell you about this week's events. I take it that we are in Fed week. Additionally, there is always a chance of significant sell-offs during Fed week. If you watched the video last night, I warned you about this. Surprisingly, it seems to be doing well so far. I'm knocking on wood. As opposed to occasionally, the market isn't selling off. Buffett bows out what to watch this week as the Fed makes its decision. In May, there is always the sell and go away. Why this year Wall Street isn't buying it? Therefore, May is frequently the month that follows a fantastic start to the year, and that hasn't occurred this time. Once more, we have discussed this, but each time is unique. You are to have, this normally occurs within the 4-year cycle, yada, yada, yada. And we now know that it does occur occasionally. It doesn't always. If you recall, do you recall that everyone was looking forward to October, but it never arrived. And everyone was depressed. The cryptocurrency market is awful. Following Trump's victory, the market exploded. Correct. In hindsight, November was likely the reason October didn't materialize, since people were watching from the sidelines to see what would happen. They feared that the cryptocurrency market would collapse if Trump lost. Consequently, the market exploded when he won, and while many assets have returned to their October levels, Bitcoin, XRP, and other assets that greatly profited from the Trump victory are still very much in the black. Therefore, it's crucial to keep it in mind. And this week, we'll see how it turns out. Now, if we only consider XRP, we will discuss it with the Fed when we get there. Just to be clear, I will never get in touch with you on social media. I'm requesting that you send me money or join up for anything. They are con artists. Be extremely cautious out there, please. Correct. Scams are common during such occasions. Never include your information in a link that was not created by you. Always take the initiative, visit the original website, and speak with their support. Isn't that right? Out there, exercise extreme caution. All right. Nowadays, there are many scams in the world. If we only look at the price motion here, we can see that XRP is continuing. On the daily chart, keep hugging the 1,348 EMA crossover. The fact that XRP was in the top zone of the stochastic RSI is something we have discussed for a while. We are witnessing it decrease somewhat, alleviate the strain. As you can see, it doesn't happen every time, but you can see that there was a period of time when XRP was simply moving from top to bottom to top to bottom. I believe this was more evident on the 4-hour chart. And then it kind of went out of control right here for a while. Additionally, if we look at the 4-hour chart, XRP did have a crossover at 1,348. However, a possible crossover from the bottom to the top is shown on the daily chart. As a result, XRP's price behavior is quite unclear. The 2 to 3 day period is the short term, correct? While the daily chart is on the verge of a crossing, the 4-hour chart is showing us a fall. Once more, we witnessed what transpired with Bitcoin during that crossover. It increased dramatically. It appears that XRP is currently being suppressed. It delivered a 10% pop, If you look at it, Bitcoin that had a crossover is currently indicating strong buys with the exception of the 10-day period. You have 12 buys, 1 neutral, and 1 sell, but everything else is giving, including the simple moving average, which is giving a sell. Without that crossover, XRP is in the neutral range, with the 50 and very short-term moving averages indicating sell and buy respectively, while the mid-20 and 200-day moving averages are also indicating buy. Therefore, the price behavior is a little perplexing at the moment. I recognize that many individuals are also perplexed as to what the Fed will do. How will Trump respond? Bitcoin, in my opinion, has a little more than the ETFs that have recently received a lot of inflow and great performance, whereas XRP and other assets do not. That's not the case with Ethereum. Although Ethereum has that, there isn't any buying pressure on it. We're looking at the daily, as you can see. Interestingly, Ethereum is also on the verge of crossing over on the 1,348 EMA. It will be intriguing to observe what transpires in this situation. That is up 5% is the only one that interests me. As you can see, CU had a significant movement in crossover. For many of these assets, this is a crucial stage. Look at Solana. Interestingly, Solana crossed over at the same time as Bitcoin.